And when you realize that fact, you question everything. Nobody's gonna come and tell your story. But through the power of internet, you have the ability to tell your own story. And you think, यार Mercedes होती ना. Hello guys and welcome to the first episode of Ravivaar with Rakshit. Now I really don't know where I will be heading with this series. And trust me, I have been trying to record this video for past 2 hours. But somehow things weren't working out, but finally I am able to record it. So, first of all, thank you to the people who are listening to it. I really mean it. I'm grateful for you. Now, I want to take you through three things I want to talk about today: a film, a book, and a podcast. Now, films, books, these things in general is what influence culture. And what is culture? But the the customs, the traditions, the ideas, the thoughts that a society believes in or pursues. And what society does is that the society you grow up in or you decide to be a part of will define your personality and identity as a human being. It will help you to consciously choose the culture or society you want to consume or be part of. So, talking of society, let me come to the first thing I want to talk about: the film. And the title of the film is Dead Poets Society. It's a film starring Robin Williams, which plays the character of John Keating, who is an English teacher who tries to use unorthodox methods to help students approach life. And there is a poem which Robin Williams recites during a scene in which he tries to explain the importance of poetry writing in general. And the title of the poem is "O Me, O Life" by Walt Whitman, which goes something like this: "O me, O life, of the questions of these reoccurring, of the endless trains of faithless, of the cities filled with foolish, of myself reapproaching myself, for who more foolish than I, and who more faithless? The question, O me, so sad, reoccurring, what good amid these? O me, O life." The answer? That the life exists, an identity, that the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. Now, what this poem tries to do is, for me personally, is to look at life through an existential point of view, wherein you know that one day you will die. And when you realize that fact, you question everything. You question the suffering you are in right now. You question the mere existence of life. And the poem tries to answer very beautifully through these lines that the beauty of life or the meaning of life lies within the existence of it. The sheer existence of it is the most beautiful and meaningful part of it. And although you may die one day, but you have the unique opportunity to contribute to the larger scheme of things, which will continue to perform or go even if you die. And that completely changed how I look at life. And there are so many things that are being talked about in this particular film that you can take for ever when you go through different situation in life. So yeah, the first thing I want to talk about was film, The Dead Poet Society. Coming to the second thing I wanted to talk about, a book. And the name of the book is The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. This is written by a guy called Eric Jorgensen, who compiled all the interviews, podcast, his writings into one book. And the guy who is being talked about in this book is Naval Ravikant, as you can guess by the title. Naval Ravikant, by profession, I think, is an angel investor who has invested in companies like Uber, Twitter, etc. But for me personally, he is the most profound and leading modern thinkers of our age. I mean, I can go hours and hours describing the impact he had on my life, but there are some things that particularly changed how I look at life. For example, the concept of leverage, the concept he introduces that happiness is a choice, his process of meditating, that sitting with your thoughts for 60 minutes each day and just observing them as they come and go. One of the most beautiful quote I heard from this guy was this, that desire is a contract you make with yourself to remain unhappy until you get what you want. So for example, suppose you wanted to buy Creta, right? And the day you work hard for it, right, you remain unhappy that, oh God, please help me buy Creta, please help me buy Creta. And the day you get it, you feel proud. You drive that car from car dealer, you drive on the road, you stop at a signal, you look to your right and you see a Mercedes and you think, yeah, Mercedes hoti na. And then that day, that very moment, you make a new contract with yourself, that is a new desire of that Mercedes, and this cycle goes on and on. This is just one thought of Naval Ravikant, and I think following that guy will definitely help you gain more sense of what life is. And the approach he gives is first of all very pragmatic and actionable. So would definitely recommend to read this book, The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. And if you want to get started to consuming Naval's content, I would definitely recommend this particular episode from Joe Rogan Experience that features Naval Ravikant. Coming to the third thing I want to talk about, that was a podcast. But I want to talk about a particular podcast episode. So the name of the podcast is Scenes by Avalon. And the episode I want to talk about is by Abhinav Chikara, who was the ex-head of design for Unacademy and now is currently running a design cohort-based course called 10K Designers. He did a session on scenes titled How to Design Your Personal Brand. Now it's an hour and 20 minutes long podcast, but the most beautiful thing that struck to me was that he said, nobody's gonna come and tell your story, but through the power of internet, you have the ability to tell your own story. And people that come and listen to your story will find a connect, a sambandh with you, and they will follow along with your journey. Because the thing about telling your own story is, it isn't over yet. तुम अगर अभी 20 साल के हो, तुम अपनी स्टोरी शेयर कर रहे हो, राइट? People who connect with you, who find a sambandh with you, will see you evolve as a person. They will see you fail, make mistakes, pivot in your life, and imagine how beautiful that would be. And the whole episode is so larger than life. I mean, it's not generic personal brand कि दिन में 4 रील डालो, एक ट्वीट करो, हर चैनल पे अपना डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन होना चाहिए. It was larger than life. It was a divine concept of personal brand. So I would definitely recommend listening to that podcast. So yeah, I think we are at the end of Ravivaar with Rakshit. Thank you so much for joining and listening if you did till this point. I will see you next Sunday. Till then, I have nothing to say right now. Yeah, bye. Stay safe maybe. Yeah, please stay safe.